All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Kahalayim La Yahweh Bashim Al Shabbat Shem Kakodash, double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that rule teach well. Much peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that's pushing this word and truth to sincerity of heart. Shalom. So as you can see, I'm back again through the spirit with another lesson, with another sit-down lesson. The title of this one is going to be Flowing in the Spirit of Prophecy, Current Events. Just going in on current events and lining them up with the scriptures. I was just watching a couple videos. I was watching this video put up by Elder Apostle Har. His page is What is the 666 Mark II? GMS Truth, the Digital King of Babylon. And we know what Babylon is through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. It's America. It's the modern day Babylon. Babylon comes from the Hebrew word Babal, which means confusion. And confusion is what this place pushes. And I just want to go in on current events, man. Just another lesson through the spirit, and Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. So everything may be flipping to being totally digital this week or coming very soon. We ultimately know the plans of the elites, and they want to make everything digital, which is going to play right into their hands of pushing a device, the mark of the beast, which is going to be made mandatory under the penalties of death. It's the new system that they want to establish and set up in the earth, and they're inching towards it, slowly cooking that frog. So, and I also just wanted to speak on another event that happened recently with the angels. Let's see, where's my history video? Here we go.
Witness this.
I just wanted to do speak a few words on this situation too. About that Starlink. I think it was Starlink lunch that was basically I believe personally it was shot down by the angels, man. And that's not the first time that has happened. So with all the things that's going in the earth right now, prophecy is showing itself. Definitely, we are living in the times where these prophecies will be fulfilled. That was written thousands of years ago by the prophets of the Lord. And we can start off in the book of Sirach 39:1. It says, but it is, hold on, I'm going to get the KJV. Sirach 39:1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So we're occupied in the prophecies. Now we know that Esau is going to make everything digital, which is going to play right into the MOTB system, is what he wants to establish. And they show you in the movies, everything is getting more technological. They want to bring a technocracy, which is a government ruled by technology, a technology god, a digital god. That's the system that they want to set up. And it's going to be made mandatory for you to take a device that's going to link you to that system. Neural link, and also the RFID microchip and the NFC. I believe it's called the NFC in Europe. Near field communications. Yeah, NFC. So this is what they're slowly pushing the world to. They're pushing this world to a global digital system that's going to be run and controlled by the ruling elites. And, kind of what China has going on. All of these things is what he wants to accomplish. But ultimately, the Lord is not going to allow him to do that. So we're living in times where these prophecies are being fulfilled. So we should be paying attention into the events and things that's going on in the earth. 2 Edges 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest, see part of the signs pass. We're seeing signs of what? We're seeing signs of war. We're seeing signs of the end times. One of the signs is there's going to be an actual blood moon next week on Thursday, which is the Lord's Passover, in which we're going to keep. There's going to be a blood moon on that day. That's a sign. Let me see if I can find an article. 2025 in March. Here we go. All right. When and where is the March 2025 total lunar eclipse, according to the NASA? The next lunar eclipse will fall on the night of March 13th, and that's not by coincidence. Those that know what March 13th is. March 13th is the day of the Passover for this year. So it's gonna fall right on the night of the Passover, right as the sun sets, and stretch into the early morning hours of March 14th. In the U.S. and the time zones where it is nighttime, the totality of the lunar eclipse would begin around 2:26 a.m. Now that is a sign from the heavens. Let's go to the book of Joel real quick. So what is the point of this lesson? Prophecy. We are living in times where these things are going to be brung. Let me type in moon blood. I think it might be the previous chapter. Bear with me. It might be this chapter, Joel chapter 2. Here it is. Joel 2:30. It says, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth. So what this is going to be considered a wonder. This is how the moon is going to look. It's going to be a lunar eclipse, or blood moon, if you will. Joel 2:30, and I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth. So the night of the Passover, there's going to be a blood or a lunar eclipse. That's a sign. That's a wonder. See, the NLT says, and I will cause wonders in the heavens and on earth, blood and fire and columns of smoke. I will shew wonders in the heavens and the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of Yahweh come. So the scriptures tell you that the sun is going to be darkened. What is that? A solar eclipse that happened last year. The moon into blood, which is going to be a so-called blood moon next week, a total lunar eclipse on the Lord's Passover. So we're going to be in the right mentality of keeping the Passover, and everybody in the world is going to be doing what they're going to be doing. Joel 2:32, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. And you got to know the names, because the name is very important. And we're calling on those names every time we open lessons, every time we pray. We're calling on the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son in truth and sincerity, because ultimately we want deliverance. We want salvation. We want to be perfect in the eyes of the Lord. We want to do what's right, no matter what. We want to stand for what's right, and we want to fight for what's right, and fight for what we believe in. For in Mount Zion, it's talking about Israel, and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh had said, and in the remnant which He will call, which the remnant is talking about the elect, which is being gathered. So there's going to be a sign in the heavens next Thursday, a total lunar eclipse next Thursday.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with you? Xfinity Internet customers, ask how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S25
Salakia, man. I don't know. Must be the ad or something, but I just closed that, tap it out. So so these signs that's gonna happen are a part of the Lord communicating to those that are in the know. Genesis 1 and 14. So this is why the moon and the sun was created. Ultimately have multiple purposes, but um this is why the moon and the ordinances was created. Genesis 1 and 14. It says, and the power said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. So the one I want to focus on is what? Signs, seasons, days, years. We're in the time of the end. So this is why those lights in the heavens was created. That ultimately one of the reasons why. Because of course the sun has other things that it does, but when it comes to the ordinances, they was created to give you signs. They was created to tell you the seasons and the times, days and years, because ultimately that's how things was in the ancient world. There wasn't no clocks. You had to go from the sun and the moon. The moon tells you what day it is. If you look at the moon, what is it called? It's called a lunar calendar. Next, wait, what? What is a lunar calendar? A lunar calendar is a calendar based on the phases of the moon rather than the solar year. Exactly. So this is more accurate with the scriptures. The lunar calendar. This is the right way to tell time. See, when there's a new month and there's a new moon, that means that's the beginning of the month. Full moon is the middle of the month. So it increases to a full, and once it becomes full, it decreases back to a new moon. So it's the same cycle over and over every month. New moon, this first quarter, waxing, full, waning, third quarter, waxing, waning, back to new moon. So a lunar calendar is more accurate to what the scriptures describe as to be the that's what a month is called. It's called after the moon. I believe the scriptures speak about that. And it's important that you notice that we acknowledge this. The moon is called after her month. The moon is called. Let me type in the word moon and called real quick. See if I could pull up something. The month is called. Month is called. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 43. That's where it's at. I know it's in Sirach. So this is very easy for you people to. This should be very easy for you to understand. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43, verse 7. It says, hold on. I'm gonna start at 6. It says, he made the moon also to serve in her season. Remember what Genesis 1 and 14 said, for a declaration of times. And because of the different signs that come in the moon, like the lunar eclipse next week, that shows you the times that we're living in. That shows you that's a sign of the times that we're living in. Why you think Esau has people that studies the heavens, man? He has people that actually is on the clock, working 24/7, looking into the heavens, man. Because he knows that these things that go on in the heavens are not, they are signs, man. He knows that. That's how you tell if you're gonna have a good crop this year. You can tell certain things from looking in the heavens, man. Esau knows this. That's how it used to be in the ancient world, man. So you don't think that he's know that these lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, and things like that are signs of the times? These devils know. He says he made the moon also to preserve in her seasons for a declaration of time and a sign of the world. See, we're gonna have a major sign next week on the Lord's Passover, man. As many years as I've been in the truth, I've never experienced no event like is what's gonna happen next week. There has never been to the best of my memory, I don't ever think that we ever had a Passover and there was a eclipse on the Passover. To the best of my memory, I could be forgetting, I could be wrong. So I just don't remember if there was. But it's gonna be beautiful, man. So let's keep reading. Sirach chapter 43 verse 7. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name because the new moon tells you when the new month comes in. It tells you when it's the middle of the month, which is a full moon, and it also decreases back to a new moon. So that's the real clock. It shows you how many, today we don't go off the moon. We go off the, this stupid ass Gregorian calendar or Julian calendar. But the right calendar to go off is a lunar calendar, and that's scripture. This is me backing it up with scriptures. And it also tells you what the times that we're living in, which are the end times. The time where Edom, the so-called white man, is going to be judged by the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. The moon is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. See? So the moon does just that. It increases and decreases depending on what day it is. So I just wanted to bring that out real quick. So there's going to be a lunar eclipse next week to show you the times that we're living in, man. Beautiful, beautiful times that we're living in. And also I wanted to touch on the chariots. This is the book of Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. It says, then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and behold, and looked and behold a flying roll. So this is the prophet Zechariah. He's seen a vision of a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. So he's describing what he's seeing, this flying roll. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So the angel is showing him what this device is. What is this? What is this flying vehicle right here? What is that? It's a curse. So that's why you see it might have not been a vision. He probably was, angel was just showing him. But it says this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. That's why the angels are constantly in the midst. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that shall swear it falsely shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, said Yahweh of hosts. The Lord of hosts means the Lord of the armies. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So these the flying rolls is referring to the chariots, so-called UFOs of the Bible, and they are entering into the house of the thief, which is Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and he's the one that's going to be consumed because they're going to play a very important part in destroying his kingdom, destroying his house, destroying Babylon as we know it today. He's going to play a very important role That's why you see certain videos like this happening with the angels. They're always constantly in the midst because what? They're fulfilling prophecy. Prophecies being fulfilled by them being here and doing what the Lord said they was going to do. They was going to come in the midst of Babylon, and it was going to play a part in consuming it, destroying it. Because not only is the Lord going to bring hellfire from the missiles, he's going to bring hellfire um, from the so-called chariots of Israel. So this right here is beautiful. That as soon as Esau started to launch his Starlink into the sky, it basically was a no-fly zone, and the angels probably knocked that shit down. It's beautiful, man. We're living in very, very beautiful times, man. Very beautiful times, and every day that we wake up, we're getting closer and closer to the salvation of the nation of Israel and the deliverance of the nation of Israel. And we get very close to the destruction of our enemies, starting with the so-called white man Esau, Edom, our main enemy. So we're getting very, very close into them times, and things are gonna only get worse before they get better for our people. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12. Daniel 12 and 1. It's gonna get worse, but we know it's only for the better. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. I'm gonna read it in NLT. Daniel 12 and 1 NLT. It says, "At that time, the archangel, Michael the archangel, who stands guard over your nation, will arise. Then there will be a time of anguish greater than any since nations first came into existence. But at that time, every one of your people whose name is written in the book will be rescued." So there's going to be a time of anguish, time of trouble. I thought it said that in there. Oh, I'm thinking of another scripture. So Michael the archangel is going to return, and he's going to protect. The angels are going to protect certain men. In these evil days that are coming upon us, man. There's going to be a time like never before. I'm going to read it in KJV. "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, who standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book." So there's going to be a time of trouble. It's going to be a very, very troublous times. That's why the angels are going to have to come back. That's why the angels are in the midst. Because when things get bad, when things get hard, and things get tough out here, the angels are going to have to protect certain men. Because Esau finna come down having great wrath, man. Don't forget about that. A lot of people is not going to accept this new system that they want to roll out. A lot of people is not going to accept what these devils got planned to do. And they're going to come after those that oppose the system, that don't want to get in line with the system. They have a correction waiting for you, which is what? They're going to try to kill you, man. This thing is very serious, man. We laugh, we joke, but at the end of the day, man, this shit ain't no laughing matter. Dead serious, man. This thing is serious, man. Serious as a heart attack. A lot of people are gonna fall victim to this NWO because they don't know not to. They don't listen to the prophets. They don't listen to the men. They think we fucking crazy. But guess what? At the end of the day, who's gonna be crazy? Us or them? It's gonna be them because they didn't pay attention. They wasn't listening. They didn't take heed to the signs. Because we know what Esau's finna come down heaven. Finna bring. He got concentration camps. Everybody is considered a terrorist under the Patriot Act. So if they want to, they can deem you a terrorist and lock your ass up for the rest of your life, or put you to death if they want to. But it's the cruelty that's going to be brung upon the Babylonians, and Esau is going to try to ultimately get the prophets, the men of the Lord. He's going to ultimately try to get the prophets and the men of the Lord. Kind of doing a walking lesson. I'm just on my laptop. I'm just on my laptop and just walking, man. So Daniel chapter 12, verse 1 has not happened yet. The time like it's going to be a time like never before. Even 7 is going to surpass all of the great so-called atrocities that are known to man. It's going to be a time of like never, that has never ever happened on the face of the earth. So that's what we're looking forward to, and that's why we're trying to get prepared for. We're trying to prepare you for the evil day. And the only way to prepare is turning back to the Lord, because he's the only one that can keep you safe, keep you protected from all of this evil that's finna happen in the earth. So this is a calling card for our people. Psalms 91. It says security of the one who trusts security of the one who trusts in Yahweh. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And this truth is the secret place, man. This truth is like a house. It's a church. It's a building. It's a temple. That spiritual temple. So if we're hiding in the Lord's temple. You know, we're hiding in the Lord's spiritual temple, hoping to be safe from all of the things that's going to happen in these days. It says, I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. And that's the mentality that we're trying to push upon our people, to trust in the Lord, pray to the Lord. The scripture says never stop praying, because the Lord is the one that can deliver us from any situation. He can keep us safe from these evil days. And even if we have to go through these evil days, or we have to face death and anything like that, the Lord will still give us the spirit to do it. And he'll make it a lot easier for us. He's still going to be with us, even if we have to go through tribulation. 1 Thessalonians 5:17, it says never stop praying. Because we're going to need to do these things now, and even more so in those days. All right, so it says, I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge. Let's look up the word refuge real quick. It says a shelter or protection from danger. Exactly. Assistance in distress. Hiding place. A taking refuge, a place of refuge. Just like people that go through calamities, like their house burns down or something happens where they get displaced. They have to run somewhere for refuge. Like homeless people, they go to a shelter for refuge. What we're gonna turn to the Lord for refuge in these evil days, because it ain't nowhere. It's really not gonna be nowhere you can hide from Esau. So your hiding place is with the Lord. The Lord can preserve you, keep you away from these devils, man. So see, as you can see, shelter, protection from danger, assistance in distress. It says a temporary shelter from destitute or homeless. That's what I was just going into. To flee. See? To flee. So in those days, man, we're gonna need Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, which is gonna be our refuge. It says, I will say of Yahweh, he's my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Proverbs 3:5 tells you to trust in the Lord. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. So we got to trust in the Lord with all our hearts. A lot of people are going to trust in Esau's system. They're going to trust in the MOTB. They're going to trust in FEMA and all of these programs and government aid that they have available for you, in these times, and it's going to lead you to taking that to getting in line with that system. You know, if you want your government benefits, you got to take this chip. You know, that's how things are going to be. That's how they're going to make it. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart and lean not into thy own understanding. So when things get hard, things get difficult, we're going to need to do what? Trust in the Lord. As it says right here in Proverbs 3 and 5. All right, going back to Psalms 91 and 2. I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. Who is a fowler? Is someone that catches birds, a bird catcher, if you will. And you have to set a trap in order to catch a bird. So who's the fowler and who's the fowler? Esau's that fowler. He's that person that's trying to trap you up. And that's how he's setting up this system. And from the noisome pestilence, which is talk about that nuclear destruction. And there's also going to be pestilence out here. You know? You look up that word noisome. It's like the Hebrew word there is I'm sorry, hold on. I'm mixing my damn Hebrew letters. Hawa. I had a brain fart real quick. I'm sorry. Hawa, which is what? A desire, bad sense. This is a figuratively of destruction, engulfing ruin, destruction, calamity. We ultimately know what's going to bring destruction. It says to ruin, calamity, iniquity, mischievousness, haughty, noisome, perverse things, substance, very wickedness. So really it's talk about what? Destruction. So that noisome pestilence is what's going to cause America to be destroyed, the nuclear destruction. And when you go to the root word, it means to fall, to become, to be, exist, happen. The nuclear destruction. And a lot of people are going to die because they're going to take that device and it's going to give them a very a scar, a very it's going to give you some type of cancer. It's going to be, it spoke about in the book of Revelations, all those that take the chip, that's going to definitely signify their death. Revelation chapter 16 verse 1, it says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Now, when you look up this word noisome, I believe it's the same. It's just the other word was Hebrew. This is the word. This is the Greek word.
Strong's G 2556. Kakas.
Kakas. It says of a bad nature, just like the other definition said. Not such as it ought to be. Mode of thinking, blah, blah, blah. It says a base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful. You know, noisome, wicked, ill, harm, bad, evil. So there's gonna fall something very. If to those that take the chip, they're gonna suffer from a noisome. What is it called? A very destructive sores. It says, and they went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. So you're gonna know who took it because they're gonna have some form of sores on their bodies, man. It's gonna be very, very probably yucky looking shit, man. You know, it says, so the first angel left the temple and poured out his vial upon the earth, and horrible magnetic sores broke out on everyone who had the mark of the beast and whoso worshipped this statue. So whoever takes that chip, you're gonna know who took it, because they're gonna have them sores on them, man. Ancient Egypt. There's a scripture in the book Old Testament, cursed with sores. They was also cursed with sores. I just got to figure out what chapter in Exodus. Exodus 9, 8 through 11. Is that it? The boils. Okay, let's go to it. So Exodus chapter 9, and it's crazy how, you know, the second I want to come outside and do a lesson, niggas just want to come outside and talk loud as shit, man. Make no damn sense. But all right, here it is, Exodus 9 and 8. So not only I just wanted to make a quick comparison. So those that take the CHIP are going to receive very dangerous boils and sores on their bodies. And I just want to show you another example of this happening in the scriptures, or it was similar to it, and it happened to ancient Egypt, and it's going to also happen to this current Egypt. Exodus 9 and 8, and Yahweh said unto Moses and unto Aaron, take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh, and shall become small dust in the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil, and shall be a boil breaking forth with banes upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. And they shall take ashes of the furnace and stood. I'm sorry, I'm just reading so bad right now. Forgive me. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven, and it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon the beast. Now let's look up this. The word blains. All right. That's a big word. All right, the Hebrew word there is Abba. I'm sorry, Abba. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. Forgive me. But as you can see, it says blisters, boils from root to swell up. It says meaning to for an inflammatory postal or eruption, blands, blisters, boils. So in the New Testament, it speaks about sores. Inflammatory postal. You know what's going to happen to those that take the chip it's going to be strangely similar. It's going to be similar to what's going to happen in the times we're living in now. I cannot spell right now. Sorry. Here we go. See? Just to give you an image of what those people in Egypt got plagued with. It's probably looking worse than this, man. So there's going to be some form of skin disease or skin sores that appeared on those that around the time of the ancient Egypt, and comparing it to the times we're living in now, those that take the chip are going to have some form of sores on their bodies. It says, and the first went out and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. So whoever takes that chip, they're going to be judged. They're going to get a noisome, grievous. When you look up the word grievous,
Strong's G 4190. Paneras.
right? Panras, which, as you see the second definition, it says bad, of a bad nature, or condition in a physical sense, diseased or blind in the ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Something bad is gonna appear on the bodies of those that take the chip, man. Whether it be a cancer, whether it be boils, or something is gonna be on their flesh, man, and you're gonna know that they took the chip, because this is what John saw. It says evil, blah blah blah. Figuratively calamitous, also passively ill, diseased, or especially morally culpable. Now let's put on. Yeah, everybody just want to come in the backyard right now, but trying to do a lesson. It says bad, evil, grievous, harm, lewd, malicious, wickedness, blah blah blah. So those that take that device, man, are gonna have some form of boils or sores on their bodies. And I just want to bring that out real quick. So it's going to be clear who took that device, which the Lord commands us not to take it. Going all the way back to Leviticus. Since I'm on the subject of the chip, this is what Esau is shooting for. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. It says, ye shall make no cuttings. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. So when you look up the word marks, it goes back to the Hebrew word kwai, which means what? An incision, because that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to have to make an incision. That means they have to cut into your flesh in order to put that device into you. Incision. I'm sorry. When you go down to the Strong's definitions, it says a incision or gas mark, and in the lexicon it says a stigma, a mark branded upon the skin. So those that take this chip are going to have boils, noisome sores. So they're going to have some form of sores on their bodies, man. It could be boils, could be something, man, So you're going to know who took the chip, I just wanted to show another example of that happening in the scriptures. The Lord smote them Egyptians with boils, and they're going to get smoked with boils again, or some form of sores on their bodies in the times that we're living in now. Right. I'll say, okay, so the Lord told us, even in the law, not to take the chip, or don't put no stigmas or tattoos or brands upon your body, because that's ultimately what they want to do. And they want to do it digitally, make you a digital slave under their digital system, which is going to be ruled by them. So I know I've been a little bit all over the place. Forgive me. So let's see where we're going to go from here. So going back to the word refuge, This is a shelter or protection from danger, and we want to be protected from when these devils make this chip mandatory. We're going to be protected. We want to be protected because we know it's coming. We know for a fact it's coming. That's why you see Trump moving warp speed towards digitalizing everything. So if you brothers haven't checked out this video, check this video out. The digital god of the digital king of Babylon is what they want to bring. They want to bring a digital system. It might be coming in very soon, man. It might be this year when they fully make everything digital and push hard towards the MOTB. It might be this year when this happens. Let's go get it in the book of scripture, Revelations 13. I'm gonna get down to the point. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the beast, the image of the beast should be killed. So the image of the beast is this system that these devils are bringing to life. And it covers a lot of things. It covers the LGBT, everything that these devils push, their philosophy, religion, and also the chip. The chip is a part of the image. It's this system that they want to set up, this whole system that these devils want to set up and establish in the earth, this beast system, which has to do with a lot of things. It stretches out many things, It says, and it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So that's that what? That chip. Radio frequency identification. It's going to be like a so-called digital ID. You're going to use it to get in your house. You're going to use it to drive your car. You're going to use it to get some out the vending machine. Your currency is going to be on there. Your identification is going to be on there. Your medical records is going to be on there. Everything is going to be on the chip. And that's why they're making it convenient for the masses, because the mass people are stupid. And they're going to eat up everything that they promote or push or put in their face. They're going to eat it up and not even think about it. So a lot of people are going to take it. Verse 17, it says, and no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So you can't buy anything, you can't sell anything. You're not going to be able to conduct business. You can't have you're not going to be able to have a business, because business is all about doing what? Buying and selling. Commerce, selling merchandise. You're not going to be able to sell your product, whether it may be. You're not going to be able to conduct and make business because you're not going to you don't have that mark, which is going to be a fleshly thing. It's going to be something that goes inside of your body. A digital, it's going to be, everything is going to be digitized basically, and it's going to be centralized through the chip. So you ain't going to be able to have no $20 bill, no quarters, no pennies, no dimes, no nickels, none of those coins, no dollar bills, no $100 bills, no 20s, no 50s, none of that. Everything is going to be centralized through the chip. Everything is going to be done digitally. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of his beast, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, which is 666, man. Which goes back to Esau. Esau, he's the devil. He's the adversary. He's the one that's bringing this device. 6 is his number, man. That's why 666 is in every barcode in America. It's called the U.S. product code, and that was created by George Joseph Lear. And the funny thing about this guy, all 3 of his names has 6 letters in it. You think that's by coincidence? No, it's not. It's not by coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Verse 18 says, "Here's wisdom, let he that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his next number is 600 Now, when you look up the word 666 in the Greek, it takes you to the word what? The Greek chi, psi, and stigma, which we just covered what the word stigma actually. Well, actually, we didn't cover what stigma what it means. Let's go to the book of Galatians. Galatians 4 and I think 17. No, I'm sorry. Galatians 6 and 17. It says, "From hence let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahushua." When you look up the word marks in the Greek, it's the Greek word is what? Stigma. See, and that goes back to Leviticus chapter 19 when it says what? Stigma in the which is it's talking about an actual physical thing. See, the definition says a mark pricked in or cut in on or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of their stamp on their masters or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there was even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. See, it's a physical thing. It's a fleshly thing. So that's what the chip is. It's something that's going to go into your flesh. It says to stick or prick a mark, incised or punched for recognition of ownership. Figuratively, scar of service. So it's a fleshly thing. So going back to Revelations, stigma. See, stigma. We're focusing on stigma because stigma is what is what's telling you. It's telling you what it is. I'm sorry, I have not been sharing my page. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm not sharing my page, but this is what I just was going over is chi psi stigma, and I also was in Galatians the 6th chapter in the 17th verse. I'm gonna go back, just for edification's sake, for those that don't know about this word stigma, actually in the scriptures in Galatians 6 and 17. And as you can see, the word stigma is right there.
Strong's G 4742. Stigma.
Stigma. And this is the paragraph that I just read, along with these definitions right here. So the stigma, the mark, is something that's physical. It's something that's going to go inside of your body. It says passive or batteryless RFIDs are available in two main factors for use in tracking humans in healthcare settings. See, they're gonna use healthcare as an example to track your ass. Either the chip can be implanted into the body, the very chip, being the leading example of this type, or the chip can reside in identification wristband worn by patients. See, they want to put chips in you. They want to put chips in your brain. See, this came out 2022. The microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. You can now get a payment chip injected beneath your skin, turning you into a human bank card. See? That's how they selling it to you. So this is what the plan is, man. To put a device in everybody. They want everybody chipped.
This is Aaron Russo, a filmmaker and former politician. To his left is Nicholas Rockefeller of the infamous Rockefeller banking and business dynasty. After maintaining a close friendship with Nicholas Rockefeller, Aaron eventually ended the relationship, appalled by what he had learned about the Rockefellers and their ambitions.
I got a call one day from an attorney woman I knew, and she said, "Would you like to meet one of the Rockefellers?" I said, "Sure, I'd love to." And we became friends, and he began to divulge a lot of things to me. So he said to me one night, he said that there's going to be an event there, and out of that event, you're going to see we're going to go into Afghanistan, so we can run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We're going to go into Iraq to take the oil and establish a base in the Middle East, and we're going to go into Venezuela and try and get rid of Chavez. And the first two they've accomplished. Chavez they didn't accomplish. And he said you're going to see guys going into caves looking for people that they're never going to find. He was laughing about the fact that you have this war on terror. There's no real enemy. He's talking about how by having this war on terror, you can never win it because it's an eternal war. And so you can always keep taking people's liberties away. And I said, how are you going to convince people that this war is real? He said, but the media can convince everybody it's real. I mean, it's just that you keep talking about things. You keep saying it over and over and over again, and eventually people believe it. You created the Federal Reserve in 1913 through lies. You create 9/11, which is another lie. Through 9/11, you're fighting a war on terror, and now all of a sudden you go into Iraq, which was another lie, and now they're going to do Iran. And it's all one thing leading to another, leading to another, leading to another. Now, I would say that what are you doing this for? What's the point of this thing? You have all the money in the world you ever want. You have all the power. I said, you're hurting people. It's not a good thing. And he would say, what do you care about the people for? Take care of yourself and you take care of your family. And then I said to him, what are the ultimate goals here? He said, the ultimate goal is to get everybody in this world chipped with the RFID chip and have all money be on those chips and everything on those chips. And if anybody wants to protest what we do or violate what we want, we just turn off their chip.
That's right, microchipped. In 2005, Congress, under the pretense of immigration control and the so-called war on terrorism, passed the REAL ID Act, under which it is projected by May 2008, you will be required to carry around a federal identification card, which includes on it a scannable barcode with your personal information. However, this barcode is only an intermediary step before the card is equipped with a VeriChip RFID tracking module, which will use radio frequencies to track your every move on the planet. If this sounds foreign to you, please note that the RFID tracking chip is already in all new American passports. And the final step is the implanted chip, which many people have already been manipulated into accepting under different pretenses.
We have a Florida family who are really pioneers in a brave new world. They have volunteered to be the first ever to have microchip identification devices implanted into their body.
After 9/11, I was really concerned with the security of my family.
I wouldn't mind having something planted permanently in my arm that would identify me.
In the end, everybody will be locked into a monitored control grid where every single action you perform is documented. And if you get out of line, they can just turn off your chip. For at that point in time, every single aspect of society will revolve around interactions with the chips. This is the picture that is painted for the future if you open your eyes to see it. A centralized one-world economy where everyone's moves and everyone's transactions are tracked and monitored, all rights removed. The most incredible aspect of all. These totalitarian elements will not be forced upon the people. The people will demand them. For the social manipulation of society through the generation of fear and division has completely detached humans from their sense of power and reality. A process which has been going on for centuries, if not millennia. Religion, patriotism, race, wealth, class, and every other form of arbitrary, separatist identification and thus conceit has served to create a controlled population, utterly malleable in the hands of the few. Divide and conquer is the motto, and as long as people continue to see themselves as separate from everything else, they lend themselves to being completely enslaved. The men behind the curtain know this, and they also know that if people ever realize the truth of their relationship to nature and the truth of their personal power.
I wanted to say fair use, fair use, fair use. I forgot to say that. Fair use when me looking at this video, pulling this up. So as you can see, man, Aaron Russo, which he ultimately died, he died very suspiciously. It's pretty self-explanatory. That video is pretty much self-explanatory. So this is what they want to accomplish, and this is what they're shooting for. So with that, I'm gonna close out by giving all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahshua, Bashim, Kakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that really teach well. Shalom. This is what these devils want to bring to pass. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and we're gonna close. I'm gonna close by saying Shalom.